Now on CoastTV News.
Ellendale eyes why town officials say more cameras are needed.
Development district decisions.
There are other partners that are willing to come into Georgetown to help us improve the services for our local citizens and those visitors. It would be great.
The program in Georgetown that is up for renewal and why some small businesses say it's beneficial.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva. Some patchy fog out there, primarily from the midshore Kent County on northward. It's a mild start. We say hello to sunshine. Temperatures pushing to near 60. How long does the thaw continue? I'll have details.
Goodbye, Harbaugh. The Ravens part ways with the most successful coach in franchise history.
This is CoastTV News Today.
It is Wednesday, January 7th, 2026. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Eckerly. Thank you for being up with us during our 5 o'clock hour.
You heard Chris just mention some patchy fog. I know we also had some reports on some back roads in eastern Sussex County, though, when I was checking the DelDOT and MDOT traffic cams. None on the main highway, so it seems like it's at least in the eastern part of our area. It's on those back roads, farm
and you know
areas.
It's a pretty scary combination that Elisa Weber mentioned actually when she came in this morning. The fog mixed with the deer that you see on the side of the road. Yeah. That is a terrifying sight at that time
They're
of
just
day.
your little buddies out there.
All right.
No, be careful if you're driving on those back roads, particularly if you're getting ready to head out in the next half hour or so. But tell us more about that and more about today's forecast. Let's go to First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono. He's in the Weather Center. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. Pleasant good morning, Delmarva. Yes, it's all about location this morning as we have a warm front pushing through the region. We're at 52 in Ocean City. So again, all about location. You can see where we're dealing with the fog, primarily across the midshore from Cambridge on northward. Further inland you go, you can see visibility down to about a half a mile. Then from Dover on points northward, doing pretty good through much of Sussex County and points southward. The other difference is the temperature, 30s across the northwestern portion of the area, 37 Bridgeville. We're at 47 in Georgetown, but 52 in Bethany Beach. So quite a range in temperature. You can see wind flow very light out of the southwest. We have shower activity across northeastern Pennsylvania. There's the warm front pushing into the area. A weak cold front's going to be pushing through later today, shifting the wind direction, and the winds are going to pick up a bit late this morning through the afternoon. Beautiful day, mostly sunny skies. We get up into the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. Those winds will pick up, gusting to near 30 miles an hour late this morning through the early afternoon. We continue to stay dry over the next few days, and then temperatures are going to continue to surge mid to upper 60s by late week. We'll talk rain chances for the weekend coming up in my full 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Chris. And our top story this hour, Ellendale officials are trying to figure out how to move forward with a plan to increase security and surveillance throughout the town.
CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber is live in Ellendale. And Elisa, the plan will put security cameras on Delmarva power lines.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. Yes, according to Ellendale leaders, the project, they actually received $100,000 in grant money to install cameras on Delmarva power poles like this one right here. But according to the town, they said that installation process has not been simple. And this is the type of cameras that the town is looking at installing. It would provide a 270-degree view and the ability to see to 15 meters in each direction. However, from previous reports, town officials were told by Delmarva Power that they could not attach the cameras to those poles. The town said they thought about putting their own poles next to the Delmarva Power ones. Town leaders say they now face a March deadline to use the money or they will lose it. And town leaders will further discuss this project at tonight's town council meeting at 7 o'clock. Back to you.
Lisa Weber in Ellendale, thank you. And those security camera plan is the latest in Sussex County. It was in October that Rehoboth Beach installed fixed live stream cameras in key public locations. That included the roundabout on Rehoboth Avenue and several intersections on Rehoboth Avenue. At the time, city officials told CoastTV that the live stream cameras are not always rolling and are used only to review incidents after approval from Delaware State Police.
New this morning, a number of Delaware's top-ranking Democratic elected officials are participating in a legislative summit. This taking place on the campus of Delaware State University in Dover. One of the breakout panels focuses on the most pressing issues in Sussex County. Governor Matt Meyer expected to hold a fire chat to close things out in the afternoon.
This afternoon in Legislative Hall in Dover, the Driving Under the Influence Prevention Task Force, they're looking at concerns over convictions, including the rate of arrests and the rate of convictions, along with the reasons why some arrests did not lead to a conviction. The task force is also looking at how often the increased penalties for subsequent offenses are imposed. They're expected to finalize recommendations in the upcoming weeks.
The Downtown Development District program is getting a look at by officials in Georgetown for renewal. It's a move that could affect businesses, property owners, and future development. And as part of this review, town officials say they'll also consider potential boundary changes, noting the district benefits not only businesses, but the local economy as a whole. Some businesses say that the funding and incentives can make projects affordable that might otherwise be out of reach.
Time that we can partner with outside groups, like I said, including the state, or if there are other partners that are willing to come into Georgetown to help us improve the services for our local citizens and those visitors, it would be great.
Georgetown has had this program for about 10 years now and are looking to apply for another 5 years.
Baltimore Ravens on Tuesday fired longtime head coach John Harbaugh. His exit comes after the Ravens were eliminated from playoff contention in a loss to the Steelers Sunday night. It's the first time since 2021 the team won't be in the postseason. Ravens were a preseason betting favorite to win the Super Bowl, but the team finished with a losing record for just the third time in 18 seasons under Harbaugh. The 63-year-old led the Ravens to a Super Bowl title in 2012, and several NFL teams with head coaching vacancies are expected to reach out to Harbaugh.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore is announcing new economic agreements with most of the state employee unions. The deals come as the state balances tight economic conditions while aiming to support public workers. More than 11,000 state employees will see the equivalent of a 2% pay increase. That's a $37 million investment into the workforce. The governor says the agreements reflect months of good faith negotiations with focus on fair pay, workplace safety, and fiscal responsibility. State leaders say talks are still underway with other unions.
Now getting a live look at our nation's capital and the latest round of congressional Democrats opposing the Trump administration. And this one involves the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro over the weekend. Now other potential targets for U.S. intervention are raising the alarm.
Meanwhile, uncertainty grips Venezuela as NBC's Alice Barr shows us President Trump insists he's running that country.
In a new sign of the importance of Venezuelan oil, President Trump announcing Venezuela's interim authorities will turn over 30 to 50 million barrels of oil to the U.S. to be sold at market price, and that President Trump would control the profits to benefit the people of both countries. That as he praised the U.S. mission to capture Venezuela's now deposed authoritarian leader, Nicolas Maduro.
It was so complex, 152 airplanes, many. Talk about boots on the ground. We had a lot of boots on the ground.
Maduro and his wife now facing federal charges in the U.S., accused of bringing tons of illegal drugs into this country. While on Capitol Hill, Democrats are questioning the motivation for Maduro's removal.
The president, said this was about narco trafficking, and now he's saying it's about oil.
All members of Congress are due for a briefing today on the operation amid mounting questions about what's next, as President Trump asserts the U.S. is in charge in Venezuela, while the country's interim president, a close Maduro ally, insists no external agent is governing the country. Her government cracking down on dissent and detaining journalists. And across the border in Colombia, where President Trump has signaled he may focus next, heightened alert.
This sets a precedent that is extremely worrying because it threatens regional peace and security.
While European allies are voicing deep concern amid new details from the White House that President Trump and his team are discussing a range of options for acquiring Greenland, and that using the U.S. military is always an option, calling it a national security priority. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
New overnight tires on a plane blew out after it landed at Atlanta's airport on Tuesday. The Latam Airlines flight arrived at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport after a 7-hour trip from Peru. According to an FAA spokesperson, the tires blew out after the plane landed safely, and blowout occurred on the plane's rear landing gear tires. No injuries were immediately reported following the incident.
Later today, Tidewater Utilities in Milton has a public hearing in front of Sussex County's Planning and Zoning Commission in the attempt of getting a conditional use of land to the existing water treatment facility south of Maryland Avenue. Tidewater wants to upgrade water storage capacity by putting in a new water tank, and they say this is needed to support fire flow and additional average demand. After today, a public hearing is scheduled at the February 10th County Council meeting.
And we're just getting started here on this hour of Coast TV News Today.
Coming up, record-setting snowfall. Yes, the impact of this winter storm in Alaska. How much did they get in a short period of time?
Also, accident alerts abound. What was the top driver in emergency calls as we look at the trend in Georgetown for the fire company in 2025?
Still ahead, travel timeline tweaks where Avelo Airlines says you could have a short-term impact on its customers. And there we see First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono in the Weather Center. He's tracking another mild day, and we check in with Chris next.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva, as we take a live look into Salisbury. A balmy start there, 50 degrees, not dealing with any fog there. The fog issue is primarily the midshore, northern midshore from Kent County on northward. If you're heading north, you're going to hit some fog this morning, at least through about 8 o'clock. Also, the temperature difference as this warm front pushes through the area at 38 in Dover, but 51 in Ocean City. Winds right now relatively calm. Those will pick up through the afternoon as this cold front pushes through the area later on today. So that patchy fog this morning, 45 will give way to mostly sunny afternoon, 60 degrees, a really nice day on Delmarva. We will talk about rain chances over the weekend coming up.
Thank you, Chris. In Delaware, Avelo Airlines announcing some initiatives they say are the result of its stronger cash position. This includes its 3 aircraft base, the Wilmington Airport. The airline announced on Tuesday that they are making near-term schedule changes that will impact many customer itineraries, and that communication will be sent directly to impacted customers by email and text. Avelo has been operating out of Wilmington for nearly 3 years.
Habitat for Humanity of Wicomico County announcing that they're getting 2 grants totaling $165,000 through the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development's state revitalization programs. The funding includes $65,000 to support water and sewer infrastructure for Habitat's newest home build on Christopher Street in Salisbury, and $100,000 to provide down payment assistance subsidies for Habitat homebuyers in Wicomico and Somerset counties.
Amazon customers may be getting money back. A new FTC settlement opens the door for refunds tied to Amazon Prime signups. Amazon customers can now file claims under a $2.5 billion settlement with the Federal Trade Commission. This is over alleged deceptive Prime enrollment practices. As part of the deal, Amazon will issue a $1.5 billion sum in refunds and pay a $1 billion civil penalty without admitting wrongdoing. Some customers will receive automatic refunds, while others must file a claim through the settlement website.
U.S. Mint announced one of the coins. The Mayflower Compact Quarter is now officially in circulation. It's the first of 5 new quarter designs that will be released this year. Those coins will mark the Revolutionary War, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Gettysburg Address. And the U.S. Mint will also be releasing other collectible, non-circulating coins to commemorate America's 250th birthday.
We say hello to sunshine for our Wednesday as temperatures make a run at 60 degrees, and we're going to continue to thaw out and stay pretty dry for the remainder of the week. We will talk about an unsettled weekend ahead. I'll break it down my full forecast after the break.
Time is 5:18, and you're looking live at the early morning scene in Ocean City. And Chris, we have a day today. How about this day, including some sunshine throughout most of the day?
Yeah, we're looking at a really nice day on the peninsula. It'll be a bit breezy at times, but our warming trend continues as we take a live look into Salisbury. 50 degrees. Average high is 46, so put that into perspective. And we've had some fog primarily to the north. See, primarily along the mid-shore, east and on northward. Visibility down to 4 miles there. We had some visibility as low well as a quarter mile there just about a half hour ago in Dover, and quite a disparity in temperature. We're at 38 Bridgeville, 47 in Georgetown, but we are in the 50s along the coast, 52 in Bethany Beach and Ocean City as a warm front is lifting through the region. You can see wind gusts right now relatively on the calm side, but those winds are going to be picking up through the latter part of the morning into the early afternoon. Our warming trend continues. Remember, back on Monday, we were in the lower 20s. We're about 14 degrees warmer than where we were just 24 hours ago in Ocean City. Showers well off to the north. You can see some freezing drizzle pushing through northern portions of Pennsylvania and North Jersey. We have a cold front back off to the west. It's going to swing through later on today, and our warming trend continues. We began yesterday above average, but we're continuing to thaw out here after quite a cold start and well below average start to the year. 60 this afternoon in Georgetown, a high of 54, Cambridge 58 in Denton, 60 Salisbury to 61 in Snow Hill. So there's the mostly sunny skies through the afternoon. Notice the wind direction out of the northwest. It'll be another clear night ahead as we dip into the lower to mid 30s. And then for our Thursday, still dry, pleasant, partly cloudy, not as warm. We're going to be generally in the lower to mid 50s across the area. There's those winds, as I mentioned, picking up, gusting to 30. Could see a gust here and there, 35 miles an hour, but it's a brief window of breezy conditions because those winds are going to be relaxing through the evening and overnight. 53 for our Thursday, partly cloudy skies. Friday looking like a rather decent day as well, 64 degrees. We stay dry most of the day. Could see a shower late in the day, primarily in the evening, I think. Then as we go into Saturday, that is the more unsettled day. See the showers overnight Friday into Saturday morning. We could start a bit damp, and then another wave of moisture rolls in Saturday night through early Sunday morning as that cold front pushes through. Could even have a rumble of thunder. Then we turn much windier into Sunday and Monday as cold, drier air filters back into the area. 66 for Saturday, and that will include that cold front coming through. We drop to 50 on Sunday. Sunday's a windy day with some gusts 30 to 40 miles an hour. 42 by Monday under mostly sunny skies, and enjoy this warm weather while it lasts. Grace.
Thank you, Chris. New this morning, the Dagsboro Police Department releasing its data from 2025. According to the department, the most arrests they made in any category last year was a DUI, coming in at 17. Now 11 of those were drug related, 9 were terrorist threatening, and several of the department officers have advanced their training scheduled for this year.
Georgetown Fire Company also showing their work for 2025. They say the company responded to 413 calls within town limits and 359 out of town limits. By far, motor vehicle accidents, that was the #1 category for calls. The company responded to 23 structure fires.
Coming up, winter weather woes. What impact a record-breaking storm had in Alaska? CoastTV News Today is back after this. Across Delmarva, the first steps in a long-awaited Salisbury project are underway. Families continuing to fill the Wetumpka Public Library and enjoy its resources. But there are hopes that in 2027, the library will be moving over to its new site at the former Ward Museum. Seth Hirschberger says the library, he's excited to see the $2 million of their raised funds to be officially on the board.
Reflects all the support in the community for the public library and for this project in particular. All the funds that were raised, that donation is money that was donated to the library from people in the community that care about the library and that wanted to see this project go through to success. And that money is part of an important and big part of the money that will pay for all the renovations that are needed at that building for the library.
Hirschberger also says a smaller library space will remain at an undecided location in downtown Salisbury.
Anchorage, Alaska snowfall set a daily record on Tuesday as a winter storm continues. An ongoing storm brought back-to-back records to Anchorage, both on Monday and Tuesday. Over 9 inches of snow fell in some areas. The severe weather caused significant delays at Anchorage International Airport, and something we don't have to worry about here, Chris.
That's right. I know many folks want the snow. In fact, about a year ago today, we were in the midst of a snowstorm here on Delmarva where we had about 10 to 15 inches of snow. Ocean City, 52 degrees right now, so quite mild, and that's going to set the stage for a really mild day as we see mostly sunny skies through Ocean City, Fenwick Island. We're going to make a run at 60 degrees in many of these locations. We're up to 58 by around noon. Winds are going to be picking up late this morning through the afternoon, gusting to 30 miles an hour, 54 by around lunchtime in Rehoboth. A beautiful day in the Bay after some patchy fog there across the mid-shore this morning. Crisfield, 53 by around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Kathy Gallagher, congratulations. Ocean View, Delaware. You just won an umbrella from CoastTV. And you can always give our CoastTV First Alert Weather Phone a call for your latest forecast. We'll talk about more mild days ahead in that full 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Chris. Still ahead, dockside death discovery. What information investigators are providing about a dead whale found in Delaware River.
Also, economic enforcement effort, how a Georgetown program about to expire has provided benefits to small business owners.
Plus, tackling technology, why Ellendale is considering increasing its number of security cameras. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
Now on Coast TV News.
Business benefits breakdown. Why several establishments in Georgetown say renewing a development program is vital for its success.
Ellendale eyes why town officials say more cameras are needed.
Whale found dead. The shocking discovery in the Delaware River and the next steps in an investigation.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva. Some patchy fog out there, primarily from the mid-shore Kent County on northward. It's a mild start. We say hello to sunshine. Temperatures pushing to near 60. How long does the thaw continue? I'll have details.
This is Coast TV News Today.
January 7th, 2026. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Eckerly. Thank you for being up with us today.
It is 5:30 a.m. Unseasonably warm today.
A little bit. I know that gets Matt excited. He likes the warmer weather. We were just talking about the blizzard of 96. Pretty crazy.
And I thought that video that we had a few moments ago about Alaska
almost reminded you a little bit. I'm still I'm hoping for a snowstorm. I don't think it's in my cards, but a girl can dream, right, Chris?
We still got time, Grace. Don't worry. We still have a lot of winter left to go, and the pattern's going to be changing here as we push later on in the month. Remember, a year ago today, we had our snowstorm here on Delmarva, 10 to 15 inches of snow across Sussex County. Right now, though, we're at 50 degrees in Salisbury, so we have a warm front that's pushing through the area, so it's really all about location. Seeing some fog. It's primarily starting to burn off, but still some patchy areas across the midshore from Cambridge on northward, really from Kent County northward, if you're doing any traveling. But also the wide range in temperature, 37 Bridgeville, 40 Harrington, but it's 47 in Long Neck, 53 in Ocean City as that warmer air moves over the much colder ground. You have that kind of that cold, raw feel across some portions of the peninsula. So you see some showers well off to our north. We have an area of low pressure pushing across the northern portion of the country. So we start with a few patchy areas of fog, but really nice afternoon. We're up to 55 by your lunchtime. We're going to top out around the upper 50s to lower 60s across the peninsula of this afternoon, and then we'll fall to 48 this evening. So overall, a really nice day. It's going to be good to see that sunshine after a few gloomy days on the peninsula. We'll talk about some rain chances over the weekend coming up.
Thank you, Chris. And it's our top story this half hour. Ellendale town leaders are trying to figure out how to move forward with a plan to increase security and surveillance throughout the town.
And that is where we have our Elisa Weber. This plan will put security cameras on Delmarva power poles. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. Yes, Ellendale leaders say the town received a $100,000 grant to install security cameras on Delmarva power poles like this one right here. But the town says that the installation process of those cameras has not been simple. And this is one of those cameras the town is looking to install. It will provide a 270-degree view and the ability to see 15 meters in each direction. However, from previous reports, town officials were told by Delmarva Power that they could not attach cameras to those poles. And the town says that they have thought about putting them up their own poles next to Delmarva Power ones. Town leaders say they now face a March deadline to use the money or they will lose it. We spoke with locals here in Ellendale who say extra surveillance would give people peace of mind.
Not just Ellendale, but I think the entire county needs to improve safety. This is a small community. Surveillance is key.
Well, if anything, I think it would probably help people feel safer. I mean, that's kind of psychological, but I would just look to data at other places where they installed cameras.
And the town will further discuss this project at tonight's town council meeting at 7 p.m. Back to you.
Lisa Weber in Ellendale, thank you for that. The Georgetown Council is considering whether to renew a state-designated downtown development district program, a move that could affect businesses, property owners, and future development.
CoastTV News reporter Nicole Richter spoke with downtown business owners about what the decision could mean for them.
For Olga Monterrosa, downtown Georgetown isn't just where business happens, it's years of work and investment. She says the Downtown Development District, a state program designed to support downtown growth, has been an important source of support.
Well, for me, these programs are like a support system. They're the ones that open doors for us small entrepreneurs, so I think that's a real advantage.
She says programs like this help open doors for entrepreneurs who may not have the resources to get started on their own.
Sometimes there are many of us who don't have the strength to start, but then these people come along and give you the motivation. They tell you, you can do it. And then you start to see, and you say, yes, I can.
Now, town leaders are deciding whether to renew Georgetown's Downtown Development District program for another 5 years. Some small businesses say the funding and incentives can make projects affordable that might otherwise be out of reach.
Anytime that we can partner with outside groups, like I said, including the state, or if there are other partners that are willing to come into Georgetown to help us improve the services for our local citizens and those visitors, it would be great.
Town officials say they'll also be reviewing potential boundary changes, noting the district benefits not only the businesses, but local economy as a whole.
It brings more opportunities for businesses here within town, which then ultimately benefits our residents.
The outcome could guide how downtown Georgetown grows in the years ahead.
A public hearing is set for next Monday before the town submits an application to the state. In Georgetown, I'm Nicole Richter, Coast TV News.
Georgetown has had this program for about 10 years now, and they're looking to apply for another 5 years.
Happening this afternoon in Dover, the Driving Under the Influence Prevention Task Force will look at concerns over convictions. That includes the rate of arrests as well as the rate of convictions, along with reasons why some arrests did not lead to a conviction. The task force also looking at how often the increased penalties for subsequent offenses are imposed, and they're expected to finalize recommendations in the upcoming weeks. Now an investigation underway after a dead whale was found on the bow of this container ship docked at a port near Philadelphia. The Marine Mammal Stranding Center says the endangered fin whale is believed to be between 25 and 30 feet long.
Yeah, crews removed the carcass and are performing a necropsy to determine how it died. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has opened a federal investigation.
The Ocean City Film Festival celebrating its 10th season this spring. Early bird tickets now on sale for the festival, which will run from March 5th through the 8th. More than 100 independent films will be screened along with filmmaker Q&As, and special events. Comedian Patton Oswalt will headline the festival with a live performance on opening night. Discounted tickets are available now through February 15th.
Temporary water outage scheduled for parts of Assateague Point next week. Worcester County Public Works will shut off water Tuesday, January 13th. This is from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. to install new isolation valves. Worcester County Public Works says about 500 homes in the area could go without water. Officials say if weather causes a delay, the work will move to January 14th.
Sussex County keeping its leadership in place for the next year. County Council has reselected Douglas Hudson of Ocean View as council president, with John Riley of Millsboro returning as vice president. Both held the same roles last year, maintaining continuity in county leadership. Council also approved J. Everett Moore Jr. to continue serving as county attorney. Officials say the decisions will help provide stability as the council moves forward into the new year.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore is announcing new economic agreements with most of the state employee unions. The deals come as Maryland balances tight economic conditions while looking to support public workers. Now, more than 11,000 state employees will see the equivalent of a 2% pay increase, which Moore claims is a $37 million investment. He says the agreements reflect months of good faith negotiations. Talks are still underway with other unions. President Trump says Venezuela is set to turn over millions of barrels of oil to the United States. The president, writing on his Truth Social platform, said that the interim authorities in Venezuela will turn over between 30 and 50 million barrels of high-quality sanctioned oil to the United States of America. President Trump says the oil will go by stored ships and unloaded at U.S. docks immediately. We still have a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, a somber reflection on the Los Angeles fires 1 year later. What officials are saying they now know.
Plus, Maryland students do good. The big impacts made by local students fighting hunger.
And the Seaford boys basketball team returning to the court in 2026, playing at Middletown last night. We'll have that full recap after the break. Stay with us on Coast TV News Today.
We salute Corporal Matthew Ty Snook, a devoted 10-year veteran of the Delaware State Police who served with professionalism, steadiness, and heart. Assigned to Troop 6 at Price's Corner and known as a dependable C-shift trooper, he was a trusted partner and respected colleague who proudly served Delaware every day. We honor his sacrifice and hold his legacy of service in enduring gratitude.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Hope this Wednesday morning is treating you well. Delmarva, really nice start to the day in Ocean City. We have clear skies, calm winds, 53 degrees there, quite mild. And now we've had some patchy fog, primarily the western portion of the peninsula across the midshore and the northern portions of the area. Not much in the way of fog across Sussex County, but we've had quite a temperature difference, 34 Easton to 50 in Ocean City. We've had a warm front that's lifting through the area. Winds picking up, gusting to 20 in Salisbury. Now those winds are going to be picking up even more through the afternoon as a cold front pushes through, but the thaw continues. 60 degrees today, a little cooler tomorrow, 53, but we continue to see well above average temperatures, at least to the start of the weekend, and then the bottom drops out as a cold front pushes through Saturday night. We'll talk about some rain chances late in the week to start the weekend. Full 7-day forecast just minutes away.
This week marks 1 year of the devastating fires in Los Angeles, and despite promises of cutting red tape by California Governor Gavin Newsom and LA Mayor Karen Bass, many residents are still displaced from their homes. The Palisades and Eaton fires burned more than 37,000 acres and killed 31 people.
Homes, schools, and businesses all destroyed. A year later, people in these communities are holding a number of events to honor the victims of Los Angeles fire. Their chief briefing officials ahead of today's somber 1-year anniversary.
The outcome has made it incredibly clear that our mop-up and verification process needed to be stronger. We have to own that, and I do.
The January 7th fire was reignition of a New Year's Day fire. The Palisades fire went on to become the third most destructive wildfire in Southern California history.
Looking across Delmarva, students at Worcester Preparatory School made a big impact this holiday season. The school's annual student government food drive brought in canned goods, non-perishable items, and donations to help purchase meat for holiday meals. The food will be delivered to 10 nonprofit organizations across Maryland and Delaware, helping families in need.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
On the hardwood, Seaford boys basketball made quite the trip last night, traveling over 60 miles north to Middletown. The Blue Jays made the trek with momentum on their side, beating previously undefeated Colonel Richardson by double digits to close 2025 and split their 2 games in Governor's Challenge. And they looked like they were picking up right where they left off at Middletown in the first half. At one point, they led by double digits against the Cavaliers, but it would not hold. This has been a little bit of a problem for Seaford as they would end up losing that big first half lead, 64-49, the final score. The Cavs just got better and better as the game went on, picking up the 15-point dub. I mean, late in the game, Middletown was throwing oops from half court and just having a good time getting out in transition while also being very methodical in their half court offense. Their leading scorer, they didn't have anybody with more than 20 points. It was a total team effort for Middletown, who downed Seaford, and despite beating a very good Colonel Richardson team to end Gov Challenge a couple of weeks ago from the Waikamaco Civic Center, Seaford are going to need to iron out some second half issues if they want to be better than a 500 ball club, which they currently are right now. Have a great morning, Delmarva.
And tonight on DSN at 6, you can catch the Chesapeake Community College Harrisburg men's basketball game. And at 10:30, it is the final score. And on DSN Plus, in addition to that Chesapeake game, here are your exclusives. All high school wrestling tonight, 5 o'clock, Delmar, Mardell, and Seaford. Also, Colonel Richardson goes up against Snow Hill. At 6, Delcastle takes on Hodson. And at 6:30, you got a big one here. That's when Cape visits Milford.
And now a look at the news and entertainment world. Here's David Hyde with Douglas Hyde with the Hollywood Minute.
This is not over. Not by a long shot.
The end of Stranger Things has helped make it one of Netflix's most watched English language series ever. The hit show's 5th season drew more than 31 million views the week of its finale and has received more than 105 million total views and counting. Stranger Things now sits at number 9 on the all-time list.
I am the outlaw. Robin Hood.
A new trailer is giving us our first look at Hugh Jackman in The Death of Robin Hood. The Australian actor offers a gritty, violent take on the classic English thief. The new film shows Robin Hood coming to terms with his violent past and living long enough to see himself become a legend. The Death of Robin Hood hits screens this year.
Star Search, the world's greatest talent competition.
The talent judges for Netflix's Star Search revival have been revealed. Jelly Roll, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Chrissy Teigen are joining the reboot. The 5-week competition kicks off January 20th and will feature new episodes Tuesdays and Wednesdays. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
Still to come on Coast TV News today, flu cases climbing, what's driving this surge, and what symptoms to watch for next.
Most of the area beginning in the 40s and 50s. Most of the fog is primarily from Kent County on northward, but we're in for a beautiful day. Mostly sunny skies and making a run at 60 degrees. My full forecast right after the break.
The time is now 5:49 a.m. as we're taking a live look out into a dark Salisbury. Sun is yet to come up. And Chris, I'm a little conflicted. Like the fog we had earlier this morning, I was like, I want to still stay in bed, but it's going to be so beautiful out today. The sun, the warmth. I feel like I just want to go run on the beach or something.
Yeah, it's going to be a really nice day. Enjoy the sunshine because, this fall is not going to last forever. We were still in winter here as we take a live look into Ocean City. Clear skies there, 53 degrees, dew point 47. Now we have that dense fog advisory. This is primarily north. See Kent County, Cambridge on northward. This is into Queen Anne's, Talbot, Caroline counties up through Philadelphia and South Jersey, where visibility could be as low as a quarter mile. That runs through about 10 o'clock. And you can see some areas along Cambridge further inland with reporting about a half a mile visibility or less there. And primarily off to the north is where we're seeing really most of the fog this morning. But quite a temperature difference we've seen this morning to the north in the 30s, 35 Harrington, 53 in Ocean City, 51 in Bethany Beach. That's all thanks to that warm front, that warmer air filtering over that colder ground. The ground is very cold. We've been quite cold here to start the year. You can see the temperature change over the last 24 hours. 14 degrees warmer in Ocean City, 11 degrees warmer in Georgetown as well as Salisbury. Precipitation well off to the north. We have an area of low pressure pushing through the northeast, and that's going to string a weak cold front through the area later on today. Temperatures, yes, we have been thawing out. We have been well below average. We were 52 yesterday. Today, we're going to be in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees under those mostly sunny skies. And the skies will remain clear through the evening and overnight. We'll dip into the lower to mid 30s to start our Thursday. Thursday looking really nice as well. Not as warm, but still topping out in the lower to mid 50s across the area. There's those winds picking up later this morning through the early afternoon. We have a little window of breeziness pushing through the area with those wind gusts as high as 30, 35 miles an hour. And then the winds relax as we go into the evening and overnight. There's the setup as we go into late week. We have an area of low pressure back off to the west. Another warm front is going to be lifting through the region on Friday, and that's going to allow for temperatures to rise back into the 60s. Rain chances ramp up Friday night and primarily on Saturday. Most of Friday is dry. We see showers roll in overnight into early Saturday morning, and then another wave of rain will roll in, I think, late Saturday afternoon through Saturday evening as that cold front pushes through. Can't even rule out a rumble of thunder. Then it turns much windier into Sunday. Sunday is a dry day, but turning much colder right around the 50-degree mark, and then we continue that cold trend as we go into the early part of next week. We're at 66 for Saturday. Again, we have a few waves of rain, showers in the morning, then I think we get a bit of a break, and then another wave of moisture by the evening. 50 by Sunday, very windy. We could have gusts as high as 40 to 45 miles an hour.
Thank you, Chris. Flu-like illnesses running rampant through most of the U.S., with the highest levels of people going to the doctor for fever plus a sore throat or cough in nearly 30 years. That's according to CDC data. Dr. Gavin Harris with Emory Healthcare says a new flu strain called subclad K, it's a lack of natural immunity to it, along with lagging flu vaccination rates, are all working together to wreak havoc. The CDC recommends everyone 6 months or older who has not yet been vaccinated this season gets an annual flu vaccine. The agency says approximately 130 million doses of the vaccine have been distributed in the United States so far. And the time is now 5:53 a.m. Time to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
Oh, there's a cutie, Grace. Today's coastal pet is a pup who is as precious as the flowers she's named after. On your screen, that's Daisy. Daisy is a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, and Daisy was submitted to us by David in Frankfurt.
Thank you so much, David, for sending us Daisy. We want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. You send us photos. Tell us what makes them so special to you. If you take a look at your screen now.
That is where we have the QR code. Look, top center, that's where it is. So if you scan that, you can get your friends to Coast TV News and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature. Now, I've always said I want temperatures appropriate for the season, and today is not one of those days with Chris talking about highs in the 60s. Are we getting in the balmy territory here? I love using that word.
Okay, all right. It's 60 degrees. That's beautiful. It's nice for a good walk. Matt wants to get his hot girl walk in today, getting 10,000 steps after his spin class. You're a busy guy. It's perfect weather for it, apparently.
Yeah, Grace wants her snowstorm, right?
Yeah.
What a difference a year makes, right? We had snow this time last year, and now we're at forecasting highs around 60 this afternoon. Oh, yes, quite a mild start. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s throughout the peninsula. Dealing with some patchy fog, primarily northern Kent County up through Newcastle, but plenty of sunshine through the afternoon. Winds will pick up a bit late this morning through the afternoon, gusting to 30 miles an hour. Still above average into Thursday, a pleasant dry day, 64 into Friday. Most of Friday is dry and a really nice day. I think the showers roll in during the evening time frame. Saturday, the unsettled day over the next 10, and then we drop back down to 50 on Sunday, and we're looking at rather blustery conditions into early next week.
Yeah, overall temperature-wise, Chris, not bad. Coming up in our next hour, Ellendale eyes equipment, why officials are looking to up the number of their security cameras. That and more when we continue with Coast TV News Today.